comes out, as you can see right here, and goal is right here, but if you go straight up, it actually almost connects with the meridian that goes across and connects with the pyramid, the Great Pyramid. So pretty interesting stuff. And this is a depiction of them through the Summit Lighthouse thing. And the reason they made drawings of them, they did have faces, they did look like they had garments on, but they had so much energy, they couldn't really, the artist would draw them according to what they saw. And these Elohim actually appeared to a group there, and that's how they actually called the Elohim in, and they appeared to them. And it's amazing when the Elohim appear. It's a very powerful thing, and it's hard to draw their energy. And you know, back in that day, they actually had cameras, but it was so bright when the Polaroids would come back to them, they'd just be blank because the light was so bright. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the law of precipitation, because each of the Elohim speaks as one voice, and no matter what is communicated, each one would give forth an identical essence of knowledge, love, wisdom, and power, albeit from a slightly different angle, because when God created them, they each speak from the angle of the energy that they project out into the universe. And so this is a unique platform on which to speak, and where greater knowledge is required to build the bridge of consciousness between humanity and the elementals. And Cassiopeia knew that our connection with the Hawaiian Islands would generate the maximum attention of your focus for the need for your eminent and specialized intervention and action of this matter of great importance for Mother Earth, humanity, the elementals, devos, and angelic hosts. Now, when I learned about this, it's interesting how I had to go to Hawaii to write my books. And so when Saint Germain appeared to me and wanted me to write the next step in human evolution, I ended up there. I was able to write it within 3 weeks. And he literally came and dictated it to me there in Maui. And it was interesting because when I went to write the book about Father Gabriel Mejia, it was fascinating because it took me 2 years to write it because I didn't go to Hawaii. If I'd gone to Hawaii, I'd probably written that book in 4 weeks. Oh, it's crazy. Because there's a lot of creative energy there, and with the Elohim there, it just helps you create and write, and it's an amazing place. So with the law of precipitation, we have to learn how to manage our thoughts, manage our visualization, manage our words, and manage what we do. In other words, stay within the laws of God. Because as we do this, precipitation means creating something out of nothing. And we have those powers when we follow these rules. And so we have to manage our thoughts, manage our visualization, what we see in our minds. We can't go into visualizing bad things because that's bad. And they won't allow us to precipitate things that are bad. But if we do it, we will be tempted and do a lot of things that are not good. Manage our words, because our words project power and create things. And manage what we do. So we need to manage our lives and do good things. Be selfless service. Be kind. Don't do anything to hurt anybody or cause mental anguish. So, you know, it's a part of all the laws of God. Okay, so we're at the end. Does anybody have any questions?
I have a thought.
Go ahead.
So I have to leave you brought up something about the Hawaiian Islands and why would that happen to those people. So what Dr. Warner explained first was Mother Earth will send tragedy to take over darkness, which is what happened in New Orleans. But darkness on earth will come after the light.
Yep.
And for me,
That's
that's what I felt in that. And that's where we shine so bright sometimes that the darkness on earth, the density, whatever it may be, people, disease, it's gonna come looking for that light. And now we're in a time where we're aware and conscious, we can overcome it and we can cure diseases. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does.
Well, and you do.
Yeah,
and all of us do.
We all do.
We all have that
Being
energy
here, we get to learn
heal
that.
the darkness.
Thank
And
you.
in this third dimension, we are in duality. And that duality creates the energy where we have the opportunity to make choice with our sovereignty. And so it's amazing how we need that darkness so we can actually see the light. And so when I agree with her, when the darkness came into the, Captain Cook was all about claiming everything for the royalty in England and who were the worst humans on the planet.
They're not humans.
They're not
Right,
humans.
thank you.
That's right. But they are evil. And they control everything. And right now, King Charles, they're saying, is the manifestation of Satan. And, the Antichrist. And so, and there's a lot of proof to this. And so, the Antichrist sent Captain Hook out, Hook Cook. It's interesting how Disney would portray different things. And he portrayed Captain Hook just like Captain Cook, because he was a merciless guy, and he encouraged his men to go out and have sex with everybody. Because they thought, in his mind, he was propagating the English DNA and everything. And it's just a whole other story. Any other questions? Go ahead.
You mentioned the Elohim. How are they related to Nephilim?
The Nephilim are the opposite. They were the ones who were created. They're actually very creative. They're called genies, jinn. And the jinn are, they became very diabolical. They became the opposite of creating good things. They create bad things in exchange for your energy. And the jinn, they've been very active, and they actually are controlling a lot of the bad guys and bringing darkness through them. And so as you do bad things, you energize these jinn. As you go put people into fear, it energizes the jinn. And it's fascinating. The jinn went out, and they were the creators of the reptilians. They were the creators of the negative Nordics, because the Nordics went very bad. The Nazis got under the control of the jinn. Hitler was under control of the jinn. And so when those people are in control, they destroy, they kill, they maim, they rape, they do all kinds of crap. So we have to be careful which gods we're following. Any other questions? No other questions? Thank you for coming. I don't like going over time because people's time is important. And let's all gather though and do a blessing and a prayer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, we have 7. That's a good number. This is good. This is good. Thanks for joining us, Travis. Okay. In the name of the Almighty, I am that I am, and all the 7 Elohim and their twin flames, and by the power of the Holy Spirit of God, the great divine director, we ask that the Elohim be present with us and instruct us, teach us, and heal us. We thank them for healing us in advance, and we are grateful of the creation of all the goodness throughout the universe, and we're grateful for these 7 Elohim and their twin flames. And we ask that their love, wisdom, and power enter into our hearts, minds, and our spirits. We ask that they enlighten each of our chakras and energize them with the godly energy of creation and the ability to heal ourselves and others. We bless that we will be filled with their light, love, and power and wisdom. We ask these things in the name of Jesus the Christ. So be it, so it is. Thank you for being here. Hope I didn't hurt your rib. Man, he broke, how many ribs did you break? Oh, only 8. Oh, so you only had 4 that were good.
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all wrapped up?
No. I had surgery on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're even?
Yeah, I could not be. But yeah, no, it was quite amazing. I'm really grateful for the whole experience, to be quite honest with you. There's something about meeting the earth so intimately at such a velocity. And it being in slow motion, so that you're there to be fully aware of like how your body's contorting and things are like, your boot goes up over your head but it's still on your foot. And you're like, what?
That's not what they mean by getting grounded.
I was grounded. Yeah. No, the whole side's rashed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but to be quite sincere, the momentum that's precipitated now, that's sort of welling up inside, was exactly what was needed for me, and I'm super grateful that the universe, allowed a timeline to unfold where I could step into it and say, okay, I'm out of alignment in so many areas of my life. I'm out of alignment with my connection to higher self and source, and not out of alignment from the perspective of deliverance, but out of alignment from a lack of awareness, right? So it was really kind of an ignorance, and then to have that happen, and then to have these beautiful angels show up, these souls that comforted me, got me help. One happened to be a retired nurse, ER nurse, so she, and then that whole transition of how things, unfolded. My phone had, this is the crazy thing, so none of their phones had service. My phone had one bar if you were standing where I had crashed, because the guy walked by his truck like 10, 15 feet away, no service, and walked 10 or 15 feet up that way, no service. But when he came and stood right above me, there was enough service for a call. And it was just really cool. It was just super cool. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So, yeah, it was quite amazing. And I didn't think I'd broken ribs, to be honest. The pain was, I was in shock, I'm sure. But the pain was really good, and from that perspective, that it allowed me to go inward, to just rest with it, and to sort of just, let my body be my body. And the ribs did a wonderful thing. They did what they were supposed to do, and that was protect my lungs. Mm-hmm. So even though my lung is bruised and it's, I don't know, it's just awesome. I'm ready to get back in the fight. Let's put it that way. So it's just restructured my
Take time.
my energies. Well, you know how we are.
Oh, I know. I get right back at it too. And it's like, oh, gotta work on it. I can't sit still.
I was motorcycle.
Goodness.
Yeah. So
How are you?
I was one and done. 21 years of writing, off and on writing, and I never crashed until this time. This is my first crash. So, and it was a mild crash, 35 miles an hour. Tire just slipped out from behind me. So.
Well, I appreciate having another 2 males in here.
Yeah.
Usually it's all women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Well, I'm kind of,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I was just drawn
Not
to
too much Seinfeld.
Yeah, yeah, right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I remember that episode.
I think if you pulled one-liners from every episode, most of the episode could come back. I mean, I've loved Seinfeld, my favorite show of all time, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I make quite a few quotes from it.
yeah. It's genius.
Do you celebrate Festivus?
For the
Oh,
rest of us.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Rest of us for the rest of us. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
for
Scott.
all being
Yeah.
here. I hope you learned something.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
And I know I learned something, everybody I talked to. You know, this morning I was sitting there praying at 3 a.m. going, okay, what else do you want me to tell them? And they actually brought me more information because there's not a lot of information about the Elohim.
No,
You know.
it's hard to put it together, you can get little pieces here and there,
Mhm.
but pulling it all together like that?
Yeah, they gave me the part about they were created after God created the light, the great central sun, and he took some of the great central sun and made the Elohim. That's why they're so bright. They come from the light.
All I ever knew was Elohim was many gods, but we learned
Yeah.
Elias really did.
Yeah, many gods with many names.
And the
And,
seven, like the prism.
yeah, yeah, the light does divide into 7 colors. It's kind of fabulous, kind of
Kind of,
interesting.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
that was wonderful.
All 7 of the same, that's cool.
Yeah, that's right. 7's a great number.
Uh-huh. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Everything has meaning. Oh, did we turn off the video?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to announce something, right?
Yeah, book club. We are starting a book club.
Oh, we're doing a book club, and the first book is gonna be The Next Step in Human Evolution. And that was actually written by me just translating what Saint Germain dictated to me. So when we went through the process, it was so fascinating, because he got me a place to stay in Hawaii, and I went there for free. The lady fed me again, but she fed me breakfast and dinner, and because I was always gone for lunch. But it was quite fascinating, because I would wake up in the morning and I was in white sheets, and yet there'd be this violet around me, and I'd hear a voice say, "Scott, time to get up and write." So I'd get up and write for a couple hours, and they'd say, "Scott, time to go eat." And she'd fix me breakfast, and then I'd write for another 2 hours, and then at noon, he'd stop no matter what we were doing, and he'd say, "Scott, now it's time to eat lunch and go play." So it was funny, and he put me in contact with several people, James Gilliland and Randy Kramer. I met him there in Hawaii. Corey Good was there, and he introduced me to all of them. Saint Germain did. It was funny. He'd give me their phone numbers, and then I'd go eat lunch with them. And it was really an interesting journey. And
James was on Oahu.
Yeah, he goes there every winter.
Well, they're opening East Sydney on Big Island.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, he's really got connection to aloha and
Peace.
peace. Peace and aloha. Isn't that interesting? That's why you feel so great when you're there. And I always get healed when I'm there. This last time I went there, I broke my big toe, because my wife left a suitcase sitting out, and I went, boom, walking in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, and broke my big toe. It was hurting like heck, and I was told, go to Waimea Valley and go to the waterfall there. And so we drove up there, and I was swimming around, my toe